Hey my Frugal friends, welcome back to another week of meals at our place. Today is grocery shopping day, so I'm going to take you guys behind the scenes with me as I take a peek inside the fridge, see what we still have there left to use up, create a meal plan for the week ahead, and then go grocery shopping. Now, if we haven't had the chance to hang out before, my name is Nikki. I'm an Aussie mum to 3 kids, although 2 of those are now officially adults. They are on their own in this big wide world of us. I still consider myself a mum of 3, but I guess technically when it comes to feeding the family, we are feeding a family of 3. So there is myself, my husband, and our little girl who is 8. She's going to turn 9 at the end of the year, but she's our only little birdie still left with us here in the nest. And here on my little channel, I love sharing all of the tips and tricks that have helped our family budget better, demolish all of our debt. A couple of years ago, we were about $73,000 in debt, and then we found the debt-free community, Dave Ramsey, the Barefoot Investor, Scott Pape, people like Jordan Page, and my personal money mentor, Danny J. And we managed to pay off all of our debt in 22 months, got rid of all of our credit cards, and now we live a completely debt-free life. Now, we don't have a super huge income, but that doesn't stop us from having heaps of frugal fun. And these days, we're working towards some pretty big financial goals, like saving up and paying 100% for a house outright with cash, no mortgage, good fun times. But today's video is all about what we're going to eat this week, basically, in a nutshell. I'm going to get ready to go grocery shopping, so I'm going to sit down and meal plan. I will show you guys what is on the menu this week, and then we're going to go hit the shops and make it happen. Okay, taking a quick peek in the fridge to see what is left before we head to the shops. So I still have the entire head of cauliflower. I think I'm going to use that up this weekend, and 3/4 of the cabbage. So something with cabbage is definitely going on the meal plan this week. We've still got some of that iceberg lettuce, a little bit left in the drawer, some tomatoes, still have the corn, and really need to use up the last of the cherry tomatoes. There's a couple of mushrooms left over. They definitely need to be used up. We've got half the cucumber. That's a zucchini out of the garden. I still have the asparagus. A couple of carrots left there. So there's a little bit of fruit and veg, or a little bit of veg, I should say, to work around. A couple of leftover containers to go in the freezer or to use for lunches. That's the leftover kai si ming, and half a block of cheese, and I'm pretty sure those yogurts are just about done. There's only going to be maybe a teaspoon left in those, so we'll finish those off as well. Alright you guys, well, I have come up with a few ideas based off what we already have on hand. So let me walk you through what's going to happen this week. Bearing in mind, although these are written down on specific days, they're not really locked in. So a lot of this is fluid, except really for the leftover night, which will be on Monday because Charlotte has drumming lessons on Monday. And by the time we get back, we have to travel to another town to do that. By the time we get back, it's pretty late, and I'm not going to want to cook anything. So we're just going to grab something out of the freezer, which is why doing those bulk meals and having those ready-made, ready-to-go dinners is really helpful for nights like this when I know that I'm not going to cook. But other than that, oh, and the family dinner, that is locked in on Sunday as well. See, I said none of this is locked in, and then I went and said some of them are. We will be doing a family dinner. It's going to be at my mum and dad's place. It's going to be a roast lamb. They are providing the lamb. We'll throw in some veggies and make it happen, but I don't really have to stress too much about dinner on Sunday night or Monday night because we've got drumming. All right, let's talk about the rest of the week, and this is where I'm at. I'm thinking jacket potatoes will be really nice. I do have 3/4 of a head of cabbage to use up. So one of the things I thought was I could make some coleslaw, and then as soon as I thought coleslaw, I went jacket potatoes. So I know I have bacon. I'm going to need to pick up some sour cream, probably a little bit more cheese, and maybe some pineapple, and we'll do jacket potatoes one night. I'm also thinking we're heading into December, so I'm going to do some sort of salad, but I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to see what I can pick up at the shop, see if I can get stuff marked down. If not, I know that I have iceberg lettuce in there. I've still got half a cucumber, some tomatoes. I really just need to find something to go with that in the freezer. And it could be as simple as sausages, but we will leave that open. I've got an idea. I'm going to see what we find at the shops. Otherwise, we'll go with snags and salad and lock that in. I'm going to do some sort of rice-based meal as well, and I have teriyaki sauce to be used. So why not lock that in? We'll see what vegetables we're left over with. I do still have that cauliflower in the fridge, so I'll probably use some of that up in this. And again, we'll just see what we can pull out of the freezer to make this happen. We've got lots of frozen veggies, so no doubt we'll be able to pull together a teriyaki rice dinner one night. I do want to do hamburgers, so I have some frozen hamburger patties. I will need to grab some buns, and I'm tossing up between whether or not I go back to the shops on Friday to get some fresh rolls, because I prefer fresh rolls, or whether or not I try and make them myself. So we'll see. I haven't made homemade rolls for a long time. Could be a bit of fun. So we'll see how we're going on Friday. If not, somebody may pop back to the shops to get some buns. Otherwise, we've got the burgers, we've got cheese, we've got lettuce, we've got sauce. We can make the hamburgers happen. The other thing that I thought would be nice, and I know we've got sort of two like fun nights right here next to each other, but you know what? Whatever. This is what happens sometimes. I was going to do nachos with some charred corn. So I have chili in the freezer ready to go that can go on top. And I have the corn. And while we were traveling around Australia, we were introduced to a really nice Mexican corn that's a charred corn rolled in some chipotle sauce with some cheese on it. It's absolutely delicious. So I've kind of got a hankering for that. Nachos will be really good using up the chili. I will need to pick up some chips. I'm going to grab the sour cream anyways because of the jacket potatoes. I like to put iceberg lettuce cut up on top of our nachos. That was another trick that we learned from one of the families that we met while we were traveling around Australia. They used to dice up iceberg lettuce and put it on top of their nachos, and we tried it, and it is like amazing. So if you guys haven't done that, you need to put iceberg lettuce on your nacho. I know it sounds really weird, but it's really good. Again, we've got cheese and we've got some of those tomatoes there to use up as well. So that sounds like that is all going to work. And realistically, I don't really need to pick up very much to make this happen. Just a couple of things for each of these meals. Otherwise, we've got most of this on hand. So with that locked in, I'm going to write this down on a piece of paper and let's go hit the shops. This week's shop came in at $52.45. So let's have a look at what we picked up this week. I didn't need a lot to finish off the meal plan. So I did pop a few things for the pantry in here just to bring us up over our $50 shop at Coles. This is week 3. We have one more week to collect our 10,000 bonus points. We had an offer for 4 $50 shops to collect 10,000 bonus points, which is equivalent to $50. So let's have a look at what we managed to pick up today. So I did pick up 2 packs of eggs. They were both marked down, and these were actually cheaper than the Coles brand, home brand eggs for the same size. They were $3.50 for the Coles brand ones. These ones are $3.29. So coming out slightly in front there. And I've actually picked up 2 lots of eggs because I managed to pick up another bag of the kale and baby spinach marked down, and I saw how far that went last time. So I'm going to do an egg bake again for breakfasts this week. I'm going to change it up a little bit, but again, I've got a dozen eggs for that. I'll use half of this packet of kale and baby spinach, and the other half I am going to turn into another salad like I did last week, but I'm going to change it up so that they're going to be different. I also grabbed another dozen eggs so we can do some baking, and we have some eggs to go with our hamburgers that we're going to do on Friday. So fruit, I picked up a packet of pears that were marked down to $1.95. They may need to ripen a little bit more, so I'm going to chuck them in with the bananas. The bananas were $2.80 a kilo, and this is another kilo and a half of bananas, so it's about $3.50 worth of bananas. And that's going to be our fruit for the week. Plus, we still have some frozen fruit in the freezer that we will use in either our breakfasts or in smoothies, depending on what we're doing. Managed to pick up some cocktail tomatoes that were marked down to $1.95. So this is 250 grams. They're bigger than the cherry tomatoes, but it's still 250 grams of tomatoes, and this is cheaper than what the cherry tomatoes were, so I opted to go for this one. We do have some tomatoes on our tomato plants, but they're still green, so I'm waiting for those to ripen up. I also grabbed Charlotte some more Devon. She's going through a bit of a Devon and tomato sauce sandwich phase here at the moment, so she will have Devon and tomato sauce for lunch on the days that Shan and I are having a salad, and she doesn't want to have that. She'll often have a pick plate rather than a salad, which is still the salad ingredients, just not mixed together, but she also has the ability to do some sandwiches. So I did grab another bag of bread, another loaf of bread is what I'm trying to say. I also did grab a big block of cheese this week. We still have half a block of cheese left, but I know we are going to be doing the nachos tonight. We're going to do jacket potatoes one day next week, so we're going to use a bit of cheese, so I did grab another one. I also grabbed some more butter. I do think that the one at Aldi is cheaper, but I wasn't going to stop there today, so I picked up this from Coles, which was on special today for $4.50 for the 500 gram one, so it is a bit bigger. It'll last us a bit longer. I also grabbed a big 500 gram container of sour cream to go with a few of our dinners tonight. I grabbed the sweet potatoes, and what I was thinking is we might use the sweet potatoes to do our jacket potatoes. And then I've got regular white potatoes. These were $4 again for the 2 kilo bag, and they're going to last. So whichever way we decide to go here, we've got plenty of potatoes. The sweet potatoes were $2.50 a kilo this week, which is why I grabbed these. There is about 1.5 kilos of sweet potatoes here. I was also thinking I might use one of these to do a sweet potato hash for breakfast, something a little bit different. And then we've still got the big bag of white potatoes. So could go possibly two ways here, and sometimes that's what happens when you go grocery shopping. You don't really know what you want to do, and I've got options, so we can change a little bit on the night depending on what we're feeling like. Another 3-litre thing of milk. We haven't been going through quite as much milk these days, so we're going to see how we go with 3 litres. I still do have a UHT in the cupboard in case that is not quite enough to get us through. Corn chips for our nachos tonight, and they were on special, the CCs. Our Coles don't have Coles brand corn chips anymore. I don't know, they only had CCs or Doritos. CCs were on special. They were a 2 for buy, so 2 for $3.50, so that's what I grabbed. I grabbed the pineapple slices, surprisingly. These were 10 cents cheaper than the pineapple pieces, so I opted to save 10 cents and chop the pineapple slices up myself. I don't know why they're a different price. Anyways, and for the pantry, I grabbed a tomato paste just because I wanted to make sure that I was well and truly over our spend so that we could get our FlyBuys points for this week. But that is it this week. It doesn't feel like very much. I know last week I got so much more for our $50, but The dairy definitely pushes things up, so you know, $8 on cheese, $4.50 on butter, and $3.40 I think for the sour cream. Really pushed this shop up very quickly. So there wasn't a lot of room, but I think we've done well with our $50, and remembering we still have quite a bit in the fridge. Well, there you go. That is another grocery shopping day in the bag. If you would like to see all of the meals, why don't you hit that subscribe button down below so you can be notified when our What's for Dinner video comes out later on in the week, and I will show you guys all the meals that I pulled together from the things that we already have on hand in the freezer and in the pantry and of course in the fridge, and those things that I picked up today at the supermarket. If you would like to see how it all pans out, I will show you all of that in a separate video at the end of the week after we have made all the food and ate it and had a fantastic time doing so. And as always, if you did enjoy today's video, if you could please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. It lets me know the kind of content that you guys are enjoying and what you would like to see more of. And remember, if you would like to see more, hitting that subscribe button down below, in particular ticking the little bell, it's the best way to be notified when my new videos come out. Well, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.